Okay, everybody, here is the review. Okay, so the first question is, we want to find, I'm going to graph 3/2 x minus 4, and I did that, start -4, up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2, and then I want its inverse. So what I did to find its inverse is I just switched x and y. You can also switch points if you wanted to. You get 0, -4, and you got 2, -1. You can switch the points and graph it that way. I just switched the x and the y. I solved for y, add 4, multiplied by 2, divided by 3, and I got the inverse this way. So I got the inverse equation is 2/3 x plus 2 2/3. That's 8/3. Again, if you want to do it by switching points, you can just switch points like we did before for an inverse. 1, 2, 4, 2, and then you can graph those inverse points at 0, -4, -4, 0, and at -1, 2, and at 2, 4. Anyway, that's one way to do it. Okay, 2 is really easy. Just add x minus e is like x, it's just like x. I got e to the -2, which is an okay answer, or 1 over e squared. B, I just reduced 6/24 into 1/4. Subtracted exponents, got e to the 3rd. C, with a cube root, first I did the cube root of 64, which is 4, because 4 times 4 times 4. And then I took 1/3 of the exponent, because a cube root is like 1/3, and I got e to the 6, okay? To do 3, I just used my calculator, right? And I got point values, and I went 12, and I went e to the 0.3 times -2, and I just did a t-table. I plugged in -2, I plugged in -1, plugged in 0, 1, 2, and I got these values. I made my points in the graph. My line, it looks like growth. Domain's all real numbers. Range is y is greater than 0, because we now have a vertical asymptote here. It will never reach 0. We've learned that before, okay? On the back side, I'm going to solve for x. Rewrite in log form, log base 4, 49 equals x. Don't solve it. That's all I need. B, rewrite it log base e, but log base e is natural log of 5 equals x. 4 will go exponential, so 4 to the x power equals 32. Don't solve it, just rewrite it. B, ln is base e, right? ln is base e, so e to the 12 equals x. Don't solve it, that's all I want. C, invisible base, is base 10, so 10 to the x equals 25. Don't solve it, just leave it, okay? 6, we are going to solve it. So I went 2 to the x equals 64, or x is 6. You could also have done this one as log 64 divided by log 2, and you get the same answer, okay? B, change to log base 10, right, of 80, and I just used my calculator. Just went log 80, just log 80, got my answer, okay? That's all I did. C, ln is base e, so I went e to the 1.4, and I used my calculator. I went e to the 1.4, and I got my answer, okay? You can pause this if it goes too fast. D, log base e of 533. So, I don't have a base 8. I don't have a base 8, so I went log of 533 divided by 8. Make sure you close your parentheses, very important. So I just went log 533, close my parentheses, divided by log 8, and I get my answer. Boom. Okay? On the back side, on the next page, let's see. Okay, to expand it, that's going to be a plus, that's going to be a subtract. So log base 3 of x squared plus log base 3 of y minus log base 3 of z. And then finally, I brought the exponent down in front because it's an exponent to an exponent, so we multiply. 8, we're going to do just the opposite. We're going to squish it together to a single log. So I brought the exponents back up, 1/3 power to the 6th power to the 2 power, and then where I see plus, I made it times, minus, I made it divide, because when I multiply bases, I add exponents. When I divide bases, I subtract exponents. Okay, single log. Okay, 9, start with 500. It grows out of 3%, so it's 500 to the 1.03. For 24 hours, I just used my calculator. and I ended up getting that answer. So if I just use my calculator, 500, 1.03 to the 24th power, just get my answer, okay? Now, the numbers do get weird, forgive me. I'm using two different reviews, just the way it is. Log base 10, that's my calculated log. I changed the log form. And log base 10 of 1044 is just log 11345, and I get an answer of 4.05. E to the x is natural log, and I did the natural log of -8, but I can't take the logs of negative numbers. That's really bad. Can't do it. You can try it, but it won't work. -8, and you're going to get no solution. It's an error, so just ignore that, okay? Can't take the log of negative numbers, so it's no solution, okay? 8, 3 to the 5th, change it from log form to exponential. 3 to the 5th equals x, and that is 243. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 243, okay? 9, I divided by 6 first, got 12. Then I changed the log form. I got log base 3 of 12. I don't have a base 3 in my calculator, so I changed it to log of 12 divided by log of 3. And I use my calculator. Don't forget to close parentheses, just log of 12, close parentheses, divided by log of 3, close parentheses, at about 2.26. 10, 125 can be a base. It can be a base 5. So if I get the same bases, I can cross out the bases and solve. Plus 9, 12, divided by 3, I get 4, okay? 11, change to exponential form. 4 to the 2 power equals the answer. 4 to the 2 power is 16, and then I just solved it. Plus 5, I get 21 divided by 4. And I got 21 divided by 4 is 5.25. 12, because they're both LNs. If they're both LNs, I can cancel that out and just solve, okay? Cancel out the LN, I just solve for x, and I got 5, okay? Almost done. 13, ln, invisible base e to the 0.08. I use my calculator. Just clear e to the 0.8, and I got an answer about 2.22. 14, last but not least, I want to combine it as a single log. Okay, so bring them together. Got an invisible times right there. Single log, if you add the exponents, you can multiply the bases, and then I changed it to exponential form. 3 to the 1 equals what's inside. 3 to the 1 is 3, then I distributed x squared minus 2x. I know I have to factor, so I brought over 3, put the 3 there. I factored -3, +1, but of course the answer is the opposite because of many equations. So I got 3 and -1, but I throw out the -1. So that's all I have. Hopefully you guys are going to do great on this.